Are we on the internet?
Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to an all-new episode of Talks Machina. I am your host, Brian W. Foster. Tonight, we'll be discussing episode 105 of Critical Role, the fear of isolation. We're also giving out our GIF and Fan Art of the Week prizes and answering your questions with my guests, Travis Willingham, Taliesin Jaffe, and Darren DePaul. All that and more tonight. A little show we like to call Talks Machina.
I don't get it.
Hit it!
Oh my God.
You guys almost got to see the intro video twice. But no, it was just a tease.
Just
kidding. Just the one time. Welcome guests,
Hey.
esteemed panel of all different shapes and sizes, hairstyles.
Isn't it great?
Some people didn't bother to fix their hair for the show.
Listen, this hat was forced upon me by an evil ruler of a foreign land.
Your wife?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm very excited for what's going on under there. It's going to be a big reveal at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I left my phone in the dressing room along with all of my groupies, but I had a tweet from Kat. It's Kat's birthday. Wanted to shout out. Asked if I could tug on my ear as like a
signal.
a hidden shout out, but instead I will have Darren and Travis each tug on Taliesin's ears for you. Kat, happy birthday. That is
Really
your birthday
relaxing,
present.
Actually, if this weren't on the internet, this would
From
be
me.
extremely relaxing.
Gift this.
Okay. You look so much more relaxed, and Darren looks violated. Okay, Comic-Con. Comic-Con is this weekend. It's this week, actually. It's tomorrow. It's Thursday. It's every day. It's all the days. Darren, you're going.
Sort of. I have a secret thing I'm doing, and then I will be there.
Reinhardt finally getting his own standalone game.
That was such a CIA
Can't
answer.
even-
I
yeah,
may
no.
or may not be able to
Cannot confirm
Yeah.
or deny the rumors of my existence.
10:30 a.m. on Saturday is our panel at San Diego Comic-Con in room 6BCF. Travis gave out the wrong room Thursday night during Critical Role.
Actually, I just mumbled the last letter, so I didn't actually commit to a third letter. I just said BC, so I wasn't really wrong.
I want to come see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10:30, Darren, come
If
see
you're
it.
there.
If you're there.
If you're in San Diego.
If you were actually there.
I'm in San Diego.
Yeah, okay. There is a critter meetup if you're going to San Diego Comic-Con. Saturday, 1 p.m. at our what site, Max? Conical?
Carnival.
It says conical on my card.
It's a carnival.
And that is comical. Meetup Saturday, 1 p.m. at
Cuticle.
the Cuticle site. Marina Terrace at the Marriott Marquis, hosted by someone named Kit Frolander. Who is that, Danny?
Kate Friedlander.
Oh, Kate Friedlander, the cosplayer that was on this very show.
We should really start the show.
Should we start?
We should start the show.
We should totally do that. At
We
some
like
point.
to do
would
this
be-
before we start the show.
Get,
we're not.
get everything like loose. And
We're not
working.
live
Yeah.
yet.
That was what the ear thing was. We have. Okay, good.
That's what the ear thing
Yeah,
is.
no one's ever gonna know about that.
Talks Machina next week is not happening because there is no Critical Role this Thursday. However, I am pleased to announce 7 p.m. Pacific time next week on this very channels.
We should really start the show. We should. Is anybody watching now?
Because there's so many channels that the show is on.
God damn it, man.
Next week, 7 p.m. on these very channels, we will be airing our Comic-Con panel. Yeah.
Nice.
Breaking news, we will air the Comic-Con panel. Twitch and Alpha, the VODs will be up on both sites, but also we are going to upload the panel to YouTube on Wednesday at 8 a.m. next week.
Nice.
That should answer all of your questions. Don't at me, bro. But if you have questions, at me, bro. Wednesday Club, when's that on?
Wednesday Club is on Wednesdays,
What time?
ironically. 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time.
On these very channels?
You would be amazed. We work scheduling. It's like, can we move Wednesday Club to Friday?
You see the
Maybe.
website, when is Wednesday Club on?
When is Wednesday Club on? That made me very happy. We're talking about Comic-Con. We're gonna do Matt Key's already down there, but we're gonna get Erica Ishii on, and we're gonna talk about kind of like a beginner's guide to Comic-Con. I've watched people show up at Comic-Con and have a bad time, and I've watched people show up with like I literally saw someone get off a plane from Scotland with no hotel room and no badge, no plan, and have the best time ever just by being so Scottish that it didn't matter.
No way.
It was amazing.
Tossed a caber?
Yeah.
She's just like by day 2, she had like already like accosted Simon Pegg in the bathroom. It was like,
I mean,
it was
with that
that
accent,
good.
you're bound
I
to
know.
have a
It
good
was just
time.
like
Who hasn't
Have a
done that
great
their first
time.
year of Comic-Con, let's be honest. Hey guys, also, in addition to Wednesday Club, oh, by the way, if you see me at Comic-Con, I have gifts, as I usually do when I'm out and about at these type of things, like Wonderkin or Momokin. 2 things. Number 1, no, I can't get Matt to sign that for you. At MomoCon, a guy offered me, if he's watching, I'm sorry, dude, I'm not gonna tell people your name. I'll tweet it later. Guy offered me $50 to get Taliesin, Marisha, and Matt to sign a thing because he didn't want to wait in line. So he came up to a panel that Taliesin and I did, just us, and then afterwards he was like, hey man, I'll give you $50 if you get them to sign it.
Waving that President Grant in your face.
I took his money, I forged all the signatures, and Taliesin and I went to a camel orgy, I think.
Yeah, there was something.
It was a camel orgy.
I'm pretty
something like
I was.
that.
I remember. It's very hazy, but there was some sort of animal with a hump. That's all I
Yeah,
remember.
something like that.
Yeah.
Animal and a hump.
We got video. It's on my Vine.
Beginning to
It's
every
on my
great
Vine, I
story.
think. If you see me at San Diego Comic-Con, come up and use the code word hot dog.
Terrible.
Code word hot dog.
That's a good one.
Hot dog. And you'll get a free gift from me if you see me. But don't touch me, I'm afraid of affection. Signal Boost with Laura Bailey is a masterpiece.
That's fucking great.
An absolute masterpiece.
Those Signal Boost riders, man, you let them out, they see the sun every once in a while. It's good stuff.
Signal Boost is...
not writing a critical role.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
I know.
You've done it. You've done it.
I did it.
Yeah. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
What do you got against Signal Boost?
What do you got against Signal Boost?
What's that?
You're not like Sam, where you're at least going to pretend like you're too busy to do the show. You just,
No.
you wouldn't, everything that you want to boost is already
Just so,
out there.
like, yeah, everybody already
Yeah.
loves it. Like,
Food.
water.
Fashion.
Yep, air. Darren DePaul.
Darren DePaul.
Please.
Yeah.
Darren was in my Signal Boost,
Yes.
but I like to think of it as I was in his.
It was all yours. It was a fun day.
It was
really
a
fun
great day. It was a great day. Okay, finally, campaign guide published by, sorry, the writing is smudged, Mean Ronin. Nope. Green Ronin.
There it is.
Available at Gen Con. Go to their Twitter handle. They have a lot of instructions there. There's a bunch of different ways that you can pre-order or get it. You can actually get a PDF download of it immediately if you pre-order, correct?
That's correct.
I am so terrified by the notion that now I can fuck up the history of a character that I invented.
I
I'm
know.
really. It's just so.
I know.
It's
I
so
know.
terrifying.
I know.
I looked at it. The whole PDF is glorious.
Well,
130 pages.
I've got a. Yeah, I don't have a final copy. I need to get a final copy. Oh.
you don't have a final copy?
No,
I know a
have
guy.
Like a little work print. You know a guy?
Yeah, I could make a
Could you hook me up
critical.
with
Give him $50.
Give me $50.
He
I
can probably
get
have
you-
it signed for you.
I don't have 50
I'll get
bucks.
you. I'll get you a campaign guide and point you to the nearest camel
I
orgy.
have 90 days on Alpha. Is the best I can offer.
There's Camel Orchard.
Shipmates. No, that code doesn't
No,
work
it
anymore,
doesn't work
guys.
anymore.
Doesn't work anymore. Darren,
Hi, I'm Darren.
I would like to say, because none of the previous guests are watching, you are my favorite person to ever guest on an episode. of Critical Role.
Hey,
By far.
yeah,
By far.
yeah,
By
second
far.
it.
It meant a lot. It would really. Well, you guys know.
I've never been so terrified. You were you brought a lot of thunder, man. There was thunder brought. It was intense.
I wish you
was
had
fun.
prepared more, I
Yeah.
think, for the episode. Just
very little you can prepare. You
little-
just kind of, it's
Yeah, I
all
know.
crazy make-em-ups.
I know.
And you just kind of go with it, and you're in the moment and react. And it's all, for me, it's a big improv exercise. It's
Yeah.
long form. It's like I'll inform you, you inform me, and then we go from there, which I loved. I think I managed to get a moment with everybody, which I
you
loved.
did. You were
You
spectacular
kind of did get
about
a
that.
moment with
Yeah.
everybody. That's
did it
interesting.
right, man.
You got 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
We're gonna make a PSA video on how to guest on Critical Role, and it will
Oh
just
yeah,
feature.
Darren. Just watch Darren's episode.
yeah,
And that,
yeah.
that's
It's
all
the
you need
basics
to know.
of improv. You go
like
make your
this.
partner look good, and you'll look good.
Yeah,
So it's like
that's
just
true.
set them up, throw something, and see what happens, and then we move on.
Throw to the actor to your left.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have some questions from fans.
Oh gosh, all heck.
This is probably the most asked question people wanted to confirm, so we threw it in there. This is from John O'Brien. Darren, again, just have to say what a delight your performance was. Can you confirm or deny if Sprig was the same character from your original campaign with Matt's mom?
Oh my gosh. Thank you for your question, John.
He's out there.
Oh, he's out there. Oh, okay.
He's out there.
I'll put on my glasses for this so I look smart. This may be a very long story, so I apologize to everybody in our viewing audience.
No one's upset, Darren.
Right after college, I was an apprentice at the Burt Reynolds Theater in Florida. I grew up in Palm Beach, Florida.
Now, that's not a joke, because there is a Burt Reynolds inside kind of Critical Role
The first
joke.
time I heard that, I was
Right.
like, "Oh, is it a
Yeah.
a tip of the hat to this?"
Yeah.
I was like, "No."
Yeah. You're actually thinking of.
But Mr. Reynolds set up this program for Florida students where you would spend a year working at the theater, and you'd work in, one show you'd do the lights, one show you'd do sound, one show you'd do costumes. So you spent a year working with theater, and he would bring stars for movies, like Sally Field would come in and give a class, and it was amazing. We lived theater for a year. And one of the apprentices my year was a certain Mr. Mercer's mother. Mr. Mercer's grandmother was one of the producers and also Bert's personal assistant. Mr. Mercer's father was in the lighting booth. So that theater meant a lot to me. It's where I started as an actor. On my last show, I was lucky enough to be in it. It was Fiddler on the Roof. I played Muddle. And between shows, on matinees, the guy that played the clarinet said, "We're going to play this game called Dungeons and Dragons." I was like, "Oh, this will be great.
Yeah.
This is for me."
Yeah.
And yes, Matt's mother was part of that. There were a couple other cast members. We played 4 games between shows. And yes, it was Sprig.
No, that's awesome.
We were all new to it, so he's like, "We're going to roll for names.
Yeah.
And here's a list of first names, and here's a list of last names, and like modifiers." So you rolled it, and he's like, "Okay, your first name is Sprig, and the obnoxious."
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh, okay, so it's that." And so when I was thinking for the show, I went, well, that was a name that was given to him, but not his actual name. So you
Interesting.
kind of put a little thought into it, but then just sort of show up and do it. And that was the beginning of my journey as an actor when I was, 20 and
Yeah.
just so thrilled by it and really special memories. And then flash forward to when I had just gotten here a little over 4 years ago, going back and forth from New York.
Yeah.
And Blizzard hired me to do a Wallace session, which is a lot of guys doing orc voices, just background noises. Mr. Mercer was part of that, one of the first people I worked with when I got here.
Matt, yeah.
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 And we were just sort of, I get you and you get me. And we became friends, and he's like, "There's a picture of you with my mother." Like, what the what?
Oh, so you didn't piece
We didn't
together
know.
from his name or anything?
No.
Oh, yeah, because he has a different real name. Yeah, that's right. That's
and
right.
we went out, it's like, "Let's have lunch at Panera." Walter Koenig walked by. We were geeking out about Chekhov because we like the same things.
Yeah.
We're like, how did this happen that through time and that game and the apprenticeship that meant so much to me, it's reached out and, connected.
Wow.
So
All the
being
way
on the
across
show.
country, too.
Yeah. Well, but being on the show meant so much. It's a journey. And again, sorry, very long story.
No, this is what
no.
Talks Machina is now. Is me? I talked to Darren for an hour. And
But
you guys
go,
sit there.
That's when I was starting
You were
out.
enthralled, just like Thursday night.
That was this young guy out of school discovering that.
Yeah.
And now that I've had this amazing couple of years that's been just a big surprise and wonderful.
Yeah.
To go back to that and go, yeah, I'm going to play that character 37 years later, find out what he is. And I was describing him, and Matt sort of was frowning. And we were talking, and we came upon Hermit, and he's like, oh. It's like, well, yeah, this thing happened in the game.
Yeah.
Did it really? Did they TPK other than you?
Yeah.
Oh
Really?
my God.
Because I ran.
Everyone died but you?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
I ran. I got on. I probably
killed
shouldn't
everybody?
say that. Should I say? Maybe I'll save it. It was
Hobgoblins, I think.
Hobgoblins?
Hobgoblins. It was because we were just starting out. It was this minor thing, but he was an illusionist thief and chaotic evil. I'm like, well, he wouldn't stick around if things are going sour.
Yeah.
So I had him run, and there was a cart, and the last thing that he did was they were like rolling and going, well, this wasn't on the grid. The wolves are chasing you. And he's in the cart, and wolves are leaping on the cart, and he got away. And then that was it, because we had to go do the next performance of Fiddler on the Roof.
Did you say chaotic evil?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
That's a bold choice.
Yes.
All right.
Why do you think he was so interested in redemption, dear boy?
Oh.
There's reasons.
Shit, we got questions.
TPK,
I got it.
Hobgoblins.
TP.
Yeah,
Spread.
well, that's what it was.
Slicing
It's sort
their
of
necks.
like, let's take that and move it to this point. And having been like 2 years ago, I think it was in August, that I got to watch the episode where the carpet was destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
I got to watch with Will Wheaton was on and
Thanks,
Wilford.
Liam.
Oh,
and
wow, yeah.
I was, in the other studio, was watching and going, I wonder if I'll ever be part of this cool thing. Because it's like when you go to a play and you see this cast, everybody's playing to the top of their intelligence. It's so cool. It's so exciting. Like, will I ever get to do that?
Yeah.
Will I ever be part of that? And if I do, please don't let me screw it up.
Yeah, I know. I asked Matt, I said, when is my favorite Overwatch character going to be on Critical Role?
And Symmetra hasn't been on yet, but I hope she does. She is also.
And Charlotte hasn't been on yet.
Anjali is also a D&D player.
Oh, really?
Anjali Bhimani, yeah.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Interesting.
We are everywhere.
Cast.
We are
That
very
Overwatch cast is pretty solid.
No,
though.
like
you got a Tatishore in there.
Oh yeah, well, I'm like.
Oh, Fred Tatasciore.
My these are now my favorite like drinking at con nights. Is like how many Overwatch actors are we going?
Yeah, you
now
got
with?
Johnny Blaze. What's his name?
Oh God,
Blaze.
thank you for that.
Ghost Rider?
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
Johnny Blaze.
Or
Johnny
Johnny
Cruz.
Ketch, maybe? Next?
Johnny Cash. Taliesin.
Oh God.
Hey, hi.
We have to
Hi.
go quick here.
Yeah.
This is from Hey It's Cena. Oh, it's John Cena.
You can't see us.
Oh,
Jim
there he
Cena.
is.
Jim
Nice,
Cena.
Aaron. Good.
Taliesin, how
pull.
nervous, excited, everything was Percy to bungle through explaining to Vex that everyone knows.
Is that you or me?
That's me, and it's supposed to be off,
There's a
but
pixie
I,
in Taliesin's pocket.
things are going on.
There we go. We've been sitting on that for a while, and I was kind of curious
How
if
long? How long's a
Oh,
while?
at the break. Like that was at the break.
Okay.
That was Laura and I just being weirdly irritated at everybody in the room. We're like, let's just fuck it. We're not gonna tell anybody. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Matt knows. Everybody else can suck it.
I love it.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, I don't quite remember exactly what happened that made us decide that you were all bastards, but we were done.
I'm
at
sure
some
it was
point.
something very easy.
Something. Yeah, I'm sure it was something Sam did.
Yeah.
But
Bastard.
fuck y'all.
I don't know when it was we decided we were all
I'm
bastards.
glad it worked out the way it did. I mean, like I was curious how far we were gonna go before we mentioned anything, and then the week before having to like, I was really worried that Matt was going to actually like. It was one of those things where it's like, I dare you not to say anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you're an asshole. Okay.
I know.
I was for a moment there. I was like, are we going to go through this entire episode and not have it get brought up, and then am I going to hear a bunch of shit on the internet about like,
Oh, yeah,
going
I
an
know.
entire episode without mentioning anything? So I was
What's
kind
that
of
like?
Friday. Let's call that Friday. Yeah, it's. I thought just because I know that I would have been irritated if I had been on the other end of that. Going,
Yeah.
you don't mention it.
I
This
know.
huge thing.
I
So
know.
I
You're
just.
Gilbert Gottfried all of a sudden?
know.
You don't mention what you did on the Thursday? You should talk.
away.
Because
Why would it go away?
I don't know. Explain what you did. Warning, loud noises.
But yeah, no, it was.
I also work with him.
Yeah.
You know.
Of course.
This is my favorite
Everywhere.
episode, and we've made it through 2 questions.
Yep.
Sorry, everybody.
No, I love it. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm all right.
With that answer? Or just in life?
What was it like? What was the question? No,
you're
it
fine.
was.
We're good. I
yeah,
think we're
no, it was. I'm glad
Yeah.
we managed to drop that, and it was pretty hilarious, and he's a guilty motherfucker, so that was really fun.
I know.
He lives in it.
Oh,
Travis,
Yeah,
at Zeth Watts says, does Grog hope for a boon from a god, or will he rely on his own strength?
Oh man, honestly, I don't think Grog has really given much thought to finding Cord. I think he found Saren Ray pretty amazing, just because a god.
Yeah.
But she didn't give him anything, and he hasn't really figured out like where Cord would even be at. Grog's a very what his future is, what is immediately in front of him, type of guy. So. I think he's willing to fight unless somebody else goes like, hey, do we know any other gods that we need to have a rally to our six? And if that happens, then maybe he'd come up with it. But I don't think he's looking for anything. I think he thinks the Titan Stone Knuckles are the greatest thing he's ever seen.
no, let's just someone waved a flag in front of his face. He'd be like, okay.
He'd chase it like
yeah,
a butterfly.
He would go for it.
in
Yeah,
a hot
but,
second. But there are no flags being waved.
Nothing's getting
Yeah.
waved in front of you.
It's
right
all
now.
ethereals and fruits on trees and nobody eating them but Grog.
He would chase it like a butterfly?
Yeah, like if somebody waved a flag in front of his face and just yeah.
I like that.
You ever
I
chased
like
a butterfly?
Hey, Darren.
Hi, I'm Darren.
Question for you
Okay.
from, now I apologize for this gentleman's username. It's quite vulgar, but I hope you can look past it.
I'll
At
put on my glasses and
The
see if I can.
importance of his question.
Okay.
This question comes from
Glasses are on.
little guy we like to call Arsequeef. As a viewer of the show,
Let's back up a bit.
The Reverend Arsqueef.
Irwin.
You like to?
He can legally marry people.
it's his name on all the different sites.
He is well known.
He's a Brit,
Okay.
huge fan of yours,
That's very kind.
and wants to know, as a viewer of the show, how did sitting down at the table compare to your expectations? Did anything surprise you at all?
Everything surprised me.
Yeah.
It was just a thrill. I was crying. I told them, I'm gonna cry because
Yeah.
it's a journey, and just to be able to look in everybody's eyes and connect and do something, and because I do watch the show.
Yeah.
I am a fan of the show,
Yeah.
and have been watching it for a while, and just going, I'm in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens, and it was just, I was going, I've got to keep informing to make a good show, because your Rolodex is spinning with ideas.
Yeah.
And going, I'm going to do a little nod to this, I'm going to do a little nod to that.
Yeah.
You didn't know about that. There were little things that I threw in, that stuff I love, like the mnemonic device thing is a Paul F. Tompkins, which I
yeah.
love. And I was like, well,
That was very funny.
Guess we'll do that now. And
You were
this little thing
feeling
is
it
my
back.
teacher, David Shiner, the clown from Cirque du Soleil, doing that. And there was some stuff from not League of Gentlemen, but Psychoville. Do you know Psychoville?
I do know Psycho.
Yeah, Mr. Lomax. There are a lot of Mr. Lomax little things. God. And you just kind of do it because you go,
drop
well, here's a
little
nod
Easter
to
eggs.
something I love.
Yeah.
Here's a nod to something I love. And to get to do that was a joy.
It's a unique form of performance, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's really, I've been having trouble trying to articulate to people exactly what it is to do this for an audience. It's very strange.
Everybody says it's way
great.
different than they expected. Everybody says that it's completely, everybody says it's very addicting.
You were probably the closest to a prepared guest we've ever had, though, and we've known you for ages, and we know that you know what this is from the outside. So
We just made it up. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was standing off stage, and you were talking about the traps, and I'm like, well, I guess the first thing I'll say is, are you real? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I went, well, I better end it with go away. And that's kind of all I knew.
Yeah.
I knew about a couple hours before about the imp.
Oh.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he spoke.
Mac just told you about it a couple hours
Yeah, he's
before.
like, oh, this is what you have. You also have an imp. His name's Dimitri. And I went, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll deal with that then, won't we?
that was amazing. Every the interaction was just it was delightful.
Yeah.
It was
my
delightful.
God.
It was really great.
I want to
It's
talk
having
about
that
it all
long
night.
improv background and going, oh, this is my chance to do stuff
Yeah.
with these people that I love, and go, oh, let's do a bit. Let's do a thing. Let's see what happens.
The energy of improv is so different because I did a little bit when I was younger, and not to make this about me, but let's be honest. No, what you said earlier makes the most sense, because when you can land a good setup, you feel just as good, if not better, than when someone sets you up and you land the good show. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Making your partner look good.
Yeah.
Because then you'll look good. And it's this
that
one.
clean
That doesn't
serve.
happen
Yeah.
on this
Clean
show. These
serve.
motherfuckers leave me hanging to dry every week.
We offer you fruit. You just sort of stare at it like a horse being shown a card trick, man.
Oh, you got to reach up to get it.
Gotta know when to fold them.
You got to know when to hold them.
Wonderful.
Travis.
Apparently, you also have to know when to walk away and also
Yeah.
when to run.
When to one.
When to one.
When to one.
Hey, it's when to one,
to
everybody.
one.
Welcome
When to
back.
one.
It's when to one.
Oh man, Travis.
Yes.
Here's one for Taliesin. This is from at.
This is what we do on the show.
I looked at the wrong name. This is from at Renendal24. Taliesin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anybody present for Percy and Vex's marriage, or was it an entirely private one?
Well, I'll tell you.
And why that choice?
Yeah.
No, please. I don't really want to like get into too much of that outside of the game, but not a lot of people knew.
Not a lot of people knew.
Not a lot of people knew.
So are you telling people to stay turned? There might be some more.
I assume that other characters at some point, I assume that probably Vax and Keyleth are going to have some questions.
Probably.
So, and that will come up when that comes up, but it definitely was. It was designed to be a very, very quiet thing that may have never even come up, and we may have gotten to the end of the game and it may have never.
I was
come
just
up.
gonna ask that. What was the plan? Yeah. So
we would have let it roll.
Okay.
We would have let it roll, and it would have shown up like in a player's guide later.
Love it.
Oh, my sweet
love it.
Tumblr babies. Oh,
know.
all my Tumblr babies right now are writing about this. And I'm gonna check in on you later.
I love reminding the audience that these characters have an internal reality that is all their own. Like, what
know.
a great way to remind them. Like, yeah, you don't see everything.
But telling the fans that there's a possibility they could have not known about this thing that they're now so excited
Kinda
about.
great.
It's kind of great.
Thank
kinda
you.
great.
Thank you.
kinda great.
There's always stuff that they don't
I
know
know.
about. It's great.
I know, I love it. Travis, here's one that's actually for you. I apologize.
Are you sure?
This is from
Yeah.
Fluffy Lumpkins.
Ooh.
This is Fluffy Lumpkins. Travis, is Grog anxious or excited to visit Cord, especially now that he's in the most boring plane? Boring for Grog, anyways.
Well, Grog's really feeling.
Well played, sir. Well played. I think Grog is ready to get the fuck out of the plane with all the books. Just because that's just the worst possible thing. I mean, unless there are some sweet ass picture books around, I just haven't found them yet. Maybe some maps, maybe like the Kama Sutra and like a really big, edition. Yeah, like something that's like has
Pop-up book.
a twister map that comes out and you practice.
I feel like there actually is a Kama Sutra pop-up book. I think that must be a thing that exists.
What
hope
about
so.
maybe like a wind-up one?
Yeah.
That turns the pages for you.
Yeah, that would be
it's not
fucking
yeah,
great.
no.
Yeah, I think. Hey, Grog, it's so simple. Like I said,
We should really start the show.
Any minute.
Any minute.
now.
Alpha's
Please.
gonna come online and we're gonna get going.
Please stay tuned.
I think unless he starts to see a god pretty soon, Grog's gonna get super bored with a plane that's all books.
Well,
Because until he sees them, he doesn't really know where they are anyway. He just
Yeah.
is
That's what
looking.
you said to me when I walk in today. You're like, are you a god?
oh yeah, you did.
I thought he might have been a god.
Yeah, Darren walks
I mean, he's
in the
glowing
building.
blue, for fuck's sake. Who
You
glows
guys,
blue like that?
Darren walks in the building. Travis is shoving
Pizza.
He takes two pieces of pizza and then 2 pieces of pizza
Yep.
and then he puts a donut in the middle
Yep.
and then he smashes it. So he's eating. Darren walks in. No, hi. No, Darren, you look fucking spectacular. Are you a god or what?
Yeah.
Just like this one
That's right.
track.
I just asked the question. I don't need to butter it up with any like pleasantries.
Yeah, but he
I
teased
don't
the
know.
shit out
I
of you.
didn't
though.
know what was going to happen.
Yeah, he's.
I had watched the previous episode, and I texted Matt after. Was that me
You're too
in
clever,
the house?
Darren. You're too clever.
What?
I don't trust you. You're too clever.
Please don't. I don't know. He did not
classic
tell me that I was
mixed
going to.
Sounds like what a
This
deity
is
would
classic.
say to me.
Yeah, exactly. They are smart.
They are.
What?
The deities are
I
smart.
don't know if he was smart.
Trickster thief.
deities.
Yeah.
Trickster.
Oh, okay.
Chaotic evil. Just revealed.
Well, we're going to dive back into some more questions from episode 105, but first it's time to give away some free shit.
How did that happen? You're a sorcerer. How did that happen?
It appears
No, seriously, where were you hiding that? 'Cause
Yeah.
all
that's-
kinds of shit comes up out of my lap. You got wood? Each week, we like to feature unique and funny creations by you, the critters, including those gift-making skills. It's time for Gift of the Week.
Yeah, give it away, baby!
What will this week's GIF be?
Choosy host.
I'm a guest.
Choosy host.
I'm a
choose Jeff.
jest.
For now. You watch your jiffing around me. Our winner for episode 105 was sent in by Katie Struckman, aka at K Cinderfell. Let's take a look.
Oh no. This was amazing. How does this look? Oh my god. Oh my god. Fucking Sam.
Oh, that
Look
was
at your
great.
shirt.
God. How does he do that?
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Just
good.
the panic.
What is that shirt actually from?
That's
That's Bobby's. That's
Oh, it's
yeah,
new
that's
album.
Logic's
Yeah, that's
new
right. You all went.
Yeah.
Everybody.
It was great. Dan Harmon was there.
Yeah, there were beats.
Familiar with him?
Yeah, he's. I'm not because I know he's on the competing podcast, and I don't watch competing podcasts.
This is what you're winning, Katie. Thank you for sending it in. This is the softest shirt
It is. It really
in
is.
the world.
People are like, oh, you always say it's off.
It is. No,
absurd.
like every time they bring one out for the gifts, I forget these and the gray hoodies are
Yeah.
the really soft ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Ash is in New York, I like to just kind of. Well, you've won this shirt, Katie. Thank you. Let's move on. Gift of the week is over. Darren.
Hi, I'm Darren.
Willard Acevedo is here with the question. He's not here, but he's on this card. Did you watch any of the show prior to your episode, or did you come in blind? You answered that already. Moving on. We know
Hi, Willard. I
Darren
do
is
watch
a
the
big
show. I love
fan.
He was like,
He meant this
you've been at
show.
our Comic-Con, our Comic-Con
Yeah,
panels.
Yeah, he's come to the
I
panel.
take pictures of you
Come and
guys.
hang
and
out.
go, hey, it's my friends. They're being great.
I think the first night of talks, you were here hanging out with us before the show too.
Yeah.
The first night that we did talks, yeah,
Yeah.
you were here because I remember you
I took a quick
picture.
picture,
Yeah,
right,
that
because
was
I just
fun.
finished something.
And I told you that night that we would have you on the show, right? Did I not? And here I am, my first fulfilled promise.
First one, 5 years.
Percy, Nevada Prince wants to know,
Oh yes.
1,000 years with IU.
Calling people on my phone. I'm sorry.
You keep tit dialing.
I keep like touching it with my phone. Here, wait, here. That's better. That's better. That's better.
I've
That's
just lost
better.
like 5 good rolls.
That's
God
better.
damn it.
I don't know if it's
I'm
picking
gonna
up.
put it here.
I don't know if it's picking
you
up
go.
on the mic, you guys, but Cloris Leachman keeps chiming in on Karen's phone every 5 seconds. Nevada Prince has a question for you, Taliesin. 1,000 years with Ioun's library or 1,000 years with Vex?
Oh, that's easy. Life. There's books and then there's life. That's easy. Oh, and is she asking Percy this or Taliesin this?
Percy.
Oh yeah. Well, Percy. Percy is now kind of having. He doesn't entirely understand where he is yet, and I've even like sort of told Matt some of Percy's theories about the library and what it is and what it might be, just to see if it's going to. I kind of went a little nuts because I walked into that situation with the notion of like, okay, there's this god that I'm kind of going to give the time of day to, but I'm not going to like it. I was like he was very trepidatious going in of like, okay, maybe this is something I can get behind. Like I definitely understand that I'm facing something really big. I'm gonna need a little bit of something in my back pocket, and I can get behind this. And then that the library happened, and I was like, nope, I'm sold. Oh yeah, no, there's books and then there's real life.
Yeah.
Books are great, but real life is
Yeah.
real people are far more fascinating.
Yeah.
No.
Not to mention, you can't make love to books.
You can, but only once,
thought we weren't
and
supposed to
then
mention
they're not really usable again, sadly. And
Travis.
you can get cut.
You can get cut. At John Actually, how are you holding up after a few heavy RP sessions in a row? The fans
Oh,
know
man.
you, man. The fans know you.
Damn. Gina. Boy. Yeah, I love killing things. And Grog's just like a positive person, except when his like little gnome friends die or whatever. That's always a bummer. I just want to see a positive, upbeat resolution to all of the drama that is hanging
Yeah.
in the air. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. I think both me and Grog both. Little backstory, I don't read the player's handbook. I don't like do a lot of research since my character's intelligence is 6. So I don't know like monsters when we come across them or how gods work or what the planes are like, because I just figure like if I cheated and read, then it wouldn't be a very natural reaction. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. So when we walk into a giant ethereal plane with a bunch of books, I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
And then all that stuff comes out with Vex and Percy. So He's just kind of wanting to go to a safe space at this point.
Yeah.
There are books everywhere. People are upset with each other. He doesn't have anything to eat really. He's got stuff to drink.
Some fruit.
Yeah, he had some fruit. He had like an apple. There was a whole fucking orchard, and he had an apple.
Apple.
Yeah.
Having low blood sugars. Grog having low
egg.
blood
He
blood
might,
sugar
yeah,
there.
he might be. Baby might need a nap. He's
gonna
getting
get
a
you a
little.
Cliff Bar.
He's getting
Would
a
you
little
have
grouchy.
given me the card or the deck of cards?
100%.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a
100%.
question
I would've
about
given
that.
you
Let
a
me find
card.
it.
I would have given you a card.
Wait,
He is the Tyler Durden of our game.
Yeah.
He is ready to
Travis,
bring
how
it
did
all
you
down.
come to the idea of letting Sprig take a card from the deck? Was it the only powerful thing you had? That's from @JustSayon59.
So whether it's in improv or a D&D game, but this is my only D&D game, so it's all I have for reference. I love that Darren came in like prepared and had stuff going on, and the fact that he was like, "You power, trade me or give me something of power," and I was like, "Well, I ain't giving you a fucking Titan style knuckles, that's for sure." And I tried giving you some of the smaller stuff, and you were like, "No, no," and you deflected it so well. I was like, oh shit, there's only one thing that's really powerful in my whole bag. And I thought maybe, I didn't know what you were, so I thought maybe you'd be able to handle a card, you know? And
I was gonna say, I was like, let's see what happens if it happens.
and
then
my small understanding, especially from if it's a negative card or something awesome like wishes, it only affects the person that pulls it. So I don't give a shit about you. You can just pull a card and see what happens. That's great for me.
Things could have gotten very weird very
I know.
quickly.
I was ready. I was ready.
but it was great. I was like, it went the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
And there was one moment, I mean, there were so many moments that I will treasure, but when Matt was describing our shifting to the next plane, and we were kind of all connected, and we're holding hands, and I was like, this is the greatest moment of theater, because it's really quiet, and we're all just, you could just feel everyone shaking and going, we're all together in this, we're all together.
Yeah.
And that was
That was pretty sweet.
that
yeah.
moment, because we just came out of the thing that I got to do with Marisha that was so wonderful.
Yeah.
When I got to, like, you know.
Yeah, besides, like, what's better than like pulling a card that would let a guest character like totally flex, like
That's
on
true.
the spot? I mean, it might have killed you, but
Well, yeah, but
Way to go.
Well, I thought, you know, for those that haven't seen the episode, no spoilers, but when we came back from the break and the thing happened, I went, well, I had a good, that was it. I did what I did. That's great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, there you go.
yeah,
And then other things happen, like, oh, okay, well, we're doing this now.
I love it. I love it. Up for anything.
I
Well,
like
that's it. You have to be present and listen.
Yes.
And just respond. So I'm like, okay. Well. There was, I don't know if you guys ever saw, there was a horrible TV movie in 1973. You didn't see it. Called Gargoyles with Bernie Casey and Cornel Wilde. That I absolutely loved this film. It terrified me. And in the very beginning, they
who's
go.
clapping? Chris Lockey, everybody. Chris
They go to
Lockey
this
is
old
a fan.
shack and there's an old man and he's got a skeleton of a. Watch it. It's really super freaky. And remember, for the 70s, a TV horror movie was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, well, I got this skeleton here. And like, you put that together. No, it's real, it's real. And all of a sudden, the shack is ripped apart by these gargoyles and the whole shack burns to the ground and the old man dies. And I was like, oh, we're in Gargoyles. That's all I was thinking of. Oh, we're like in that movie Gargoyles
love
from
it.
the
Right,
1970s.
right.
I love it.
The
gonna be-
owners
it's
of that
gonna be
IP
so
are going to
gift.
be like, we had this crazy uptick.
Yeah.
like our YouTube
20,000
channel.
Bernie
downloads
Casey,
on-
the football player, plays the like head gargoyle with his voice altered, and they all move in slow. It was freaky and probably by today's standards they go, "Ah, wah, wah." But
Yeah.
that was a scary film.
Oh man, what's it called?
Gargoyles. There's a biker gang that fights the gargoyle. Oh, it's
What?
a thing. It's a 70s movie.
Dude, that
it.
sounds amazing. Wonder if
It probably isn't, but I just have fond memories.
Oh no, I'm excited. This
Any
is, this
meatloaf
is-
in the
this is
soundtrack?
happening.
I don't know. There might be some sausage.
Shut up, Max. Darren, there's a.
Hi, I'm Darren.
This is a question from @librarianliz. What was the most surprising thing about returning to your old character? Some of the
Everything?
stuff that maybe Matt added, you know, and
Yeah,
and
well,
rearranged.
just finding him again after all that time, and going, well, who's he gonna be, and how am I gonna relate to you guys? And it just went in so many unique and wonderful and touching and fun ways that I was like, this is just all big, a big surprise.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a sentimental bastard, as you know, because I love Tumblr. But
That's the only reason.
But-
Puppies, kittens,
think,
small
yeah,
children, no.
yeah.
Tumblr, kind of nice.
I think the idea, the fact that you played with Matt's mom all those years ago, across the country, and just by luck and happenstance and this weird business and this weird town, playing this character from that many years ago with the son, like who's now this hugely successful thing, but you
Pretty
also
wild.
work with him and like
Really wild.
are a colleague, but also like it's amazing. It's like you couldn't have you know, all of us in the writers' room couldn't have come up with that.
It was thrilling, and I'm so glad that I got to do it.
Yeah.
Because it was like about a year and a half.
Yeah.
A year that Matt said, "Oh, I think we'll have you on the show."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then it didn't happen. Like, oh, okay. well,
Yeah, yeah.
You know. And
Gotta
it
fit it
happened
in.
at the right moment. I think this
Sure. It
was
was
really
perfect. It
the
was perfect.
perfect
It's a
moment.
crazily
And-
fluid process.
Confirm for us, not this week because there's no Critical Role Cruise of Comic-Con, but next week you will be back.
Yes. Oh, I would not miss it.
Awesome.
Like I said, it means the world to me.
I know you were
mean,
trying to work it out, but yeah, it's confirmed. So you're.
Oh, yeah.
You will reveal
Yeah.
what deity you are
Oh, where?
and which
How-
one of us you are
what?
gonna
What?
kill.
I don't. Did you read the Margaret
us in our
Weiss and
audience.
Tracy
Oh,
Hickman
yeah.
books, the Dragonlance Chronicles? You ever
Way
read them?
back when, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Fizban.
we
That's
were
I love
talking about
Fizban, who
that.
was this crazy old wizard, and then all of a sudden is this powerful god. I
Liam
guess.
is very obsessed with the
Oh, yeah,
Dragon.
yeah.
Knight.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
Margaret
he-
Weiss.
yeah,
I met
yeah.
them and they signed a book and was
Oh,
like,
really?
There's whole series. I'd read anything by
I
them.
had the board game. I had the V, like all the weird, like oh yeah.
Oh, I read. You know, what was it? The Drizzt Do'Urden, who was the Dark Elf, another series. I was really
gotta
into
think
those
of it.
books when they came out.
Holy moly,
Like D&D
yes.
books.
Yeah.
I used to paint because I was a lonely in my 20s. I would go to the Complete Strategist in New York. It's true. It's a pity laugh, but it's
Danny
true.
did
Wait,
not
did you say
believe
the
that.
Brooklyn Strategist?
No, the Complete Strategist
Oh, I
in
thought
New
that
York.
was the one over
Complete
by.
Oh,
Strategist
yeah,
was
the
there were
Brooklyn
two-
Strategist is our D&D shop. in
Oh,
New
it was
York.
so
Yeah.
cool. A little
Yeah.
store. And I would buy the miniatures and paint them because I
Yeah.
couldn't get dates. And I would do that. And once in a while I'd have a game, but it
Painting
didn't
dates.
quite work out.
Yeah.
But I still have some of those figures. I got rid of a lot. And every time I go home, I'm like, I got to bring some back and give them to you guys and go,
Yeah, hell yeah. Bring
here's
him,
this,
put him on
here's
the
this
set.
bugbear that I have from years ago.
Yeah, bugbear. Okay, we gotta go through a few more.
Also, if my
love
wife
this
is watching, thank you for marrying me.
Oh, how sweet is that?
That was
What?
wonderful.
That's
I
amazing.
was nerding. Yeah, we were.
Darren,
nerding.
what's
Oh,
your,
yes, you were.
We nerded really hard because we have like some like strange realities in common because yeah, she was running with some of the same crowd that like raised me as like when I was like a feral child in the entertainment.
Roddy
You?
McDowell.
Roddy McDowell, yeah, Roddy McDowell was a big part of my growing up.
That's
my reality
right.
growing up. So
That's crazy.
yeah. I was-
The vampires and the elves and the
yeah.
Undercity dwellers that helped
Oh,
raise you.
I got like birthday cards and phone calls. He was actually in my very first dub. He came.
Really?
In, yeah, he was supported me getting into voiceover. He was great.
Wow.
I
You're a
Planet of the
legend.
Apes was
Roddy,
a
man.
big fan, and when I got to meet him, because
Tim
Deborah did
Burton
Roddy McDowell. I got to meet him when Deborah was doing Christmas Carol with him at Madison Square Garden, and the next year he hadn't told anybody. Sorry to bring it right down. He was very sick and he was dying of cancer.
Yeah.
But he'd like prepared for it, so he sent notes to everyone, and he spent the year like saying it's going to be okay. You know, we got to spend time with each other. And it's about memories. So, you know, it all comes
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to that thing of
yeah.
Sprig going, just remember me.
Yeah.
And, you know, that wonderful thing. So he had sent cards when the show opened. He had since passed. But when it opened the next year, it was like, there's a gift from Roddy. He just wants you to keep him in your thoughts.
Wow.
That's right.
They're very him.
That's
That's
right.
Yeah.
very, very,
Wow.
And
very
you're like
him.
going, that's why I love theater and people and life. And you go, it's about that. It's about reaching out through time and making a difference.
Yeah.
Well, and like I love because when we were working on Dread, like I loved like when we were discussing like when we were discussing who was going to kind of be the face of Dread, and like we were like our whole thing was can we get Darren to do Roddy McDowell from Fright Night?
Oh,
And that was the whole.
yeah.
He was like, do we have to show him? He's like, he'll know exactly what Roddy McDowell in Fright Night means, and it just made me feel so warm.
Yeah, you didn't
watching
have to Google that
Mr.
one.
Wren, yeah.
I'm very proud to be part of that show.
Just-
Everyone's
just-
doing wonderful work.
Oh, it's
Chewing scenery, just 25 chews for every swallow.
subtle performance. That's why I do voiceover.
Nothing but
because-
subtlety.
There was one moment when Ivan was directing me, going, "Can you do it a little less? Because all I'm getting is teeth." Because I think it was like things are correct. And I'm like, oh, come on, take it back a lot.
You were like, you have to do weird things with your face to get some of these voices out. Yeah.
We do. It's very freeing.
You totally
And
do.
I've had acting teachers. If I've been like doing VO too long, and I'll go like do like an on-camera acting class, and they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with your face?" Like that is my first note I get is, "Stop moving all of this."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's creepy and like it's you gotta fight it back.
Sam does it with a bunch of like Hellraiser needles on his face.
Yeah.
It's just-
Taliesin,
Yeah.
this one's a little lengthy, but stick with me because I think some of this you could probably speak
Rock
to.
and roll.
It's from Cypress Knight.
Rock and roll, baby, rock and roll.
Does Percy's complete lack of reverence for the gods go as far back as the death of his family, or is it a more recent development, mostly based on his interaction with the Raven Queen?
It's the Raven Queen.
Do you think it's possible for Percy's feelings towards the gods to shift?
It was Raven Queen.
Okay.
Raven Queen was such a big fuck you, and it was very much his reaction of, well, fuck you. I've had something, and this is one of those things that like, oh God, I'm gonna give one of those awful answers again. It's one of these things he's a little irritated at some of the other members of the party is like any time that like Vax says like, well, we haven't actually had, you know, where we keep cheating death, and then like Percy just keeps wanting to keep going, my whole family was butchered in front of me. I am very cognizant of the realities of this situation. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But you know, he's polite. But like, so he just sort of goes, really? Okay. And definitely the Raven Queen was kind of snubbed him.
Yeah.
As like, no, you are a problem, and I don't want to deal with you. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to deal with you either. And definitely the notion, the more he thought about the moment, he didn't really know that there was a God of knowledge, and then the more he thought about the notion of it, of the notion of having faith in knowledge, he's been kind of chewing on it a lot, quietly, of what does it mean to have faith in knowledge, and I guess I kind of do. And then the minute that library came up, and it was such a, we'll see how that library ends up really being, but it looks to him to be such a testament to faith in humanity and into the good works of life and how important memory is as you assemble a dice tower.
Well, there's a
That
wonderful
he's really
line.
he's kind of blown away by it. It's changed everything.
There's a great line in Doctor Who.
Oh,
where it's
bring it.
like,
There's a few of them.
we're all stories in the
Yeah.
end. Make sure that yours was a good,
good one.
And that's what I was thinking of when you pulled it out, and you're like, it's so.
It's like the minute he figured, like the minute he sees that, books have always been about meaning for him and about finding meaning, and now suddenly everything has. The whole game has changed now for him. I was really not expecting to have him shift that hard. I was really ready for a very well, I guess we're doing this, Percy. To be
Fucking
like,
Raven Queen, dude.
Raven Queen was mean, man. That was mean. You've always been broken? You don't say that to a kid. Holy cow.
Technically, that was Matt.
I know. That was technically bad. That's a very good point.
Sometimes I wonder.
Which means it was technically Raishan. Just saying. Meta motherfucker.
We have 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's give away some more free shit.
We should really start.
We should really get
We have 11
going.
In 11 minutes we go live.
In addition to our gift of the week, you, the fans, create and send in incredible art from moments during Critical Role, and we like to reward you for those as well. It's time for Fan Art of the Week. I forgot we're not playing something. I have to do more. For episode 105, our winner was sent in by Elizabeth Knoll, a.k.a. @Metadata Girl, which is like the dopest name.
solid.
Metadata Girl. Let's take a look.
Oh yeah, I hadn't seen this
I
one
want to
yet.
see that in stained glass. Man.
Yeah, right?
Ooh,
I know.
Look at the details of that.
Oh.
What I don't get
That's how you look, right?
is that this fan art, they did it since Thursday.
I know.
That would
real
take me 2
watercolor?
years.
Is that real watercolor?
It looks like real watercolor.
I'd have to go to Learn to Draw school for the
I
first
mean,
year.
seriously, that's
.com.
probably in a paint by numbers book somewhere.
Then I'd have to start watching Critical Role.
Damn.
It reminds me of like those 60s watercolor books you would get,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Discordian
Oh, yeah.
watercolor, like draw eras.
The art is amazing, and to see the character brought to life, for me, I'm just like.
There was some amazing Sprig art this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Kit's little sketch of you was amazing. Like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
blew my
Such a
mind.
great face.
Hey,
Such a great face.
thank you to everyone who submitted. Congrats to our winners. For your art, Elizabeth, you will be winning this
Newly
Hickory dice. What?
Newly assembled.
Newly assembled hours ago.
Kid tested.
This Hickory dice tower from our friends at Wormwood Gaming.
Yeah.
Make sure to check them out on Twitter at Wormwood Gaming and on their website at www.wormwoodgaming.com. Don't forget to send in your fan art and gifts to submit at talksmachina.com. Please include how you'd like to be credited. If you win, don't do drugs. Moving on. Darren?
Hi,
Every day.
Darren.
Every day.
Oh, okay, this is interesting.
Oh.
This is from D20s or Die.
Okay.
Your performance was inspired and entertaining from the get-go. Did you have a strong idea going into it of the space you wanted your character to fill within both the story and the cast?
No.
A lot of that was determined by Matt, probably.
I got like a couple sentences.
Okay.
Saying, and I watched the previous episode going,
Right.
oh, it's a house, it's there, and I'm the key to something. I did not know what I was the key to or what I was going to be. So I didn't know. Because it was like, well, I have all these books. I don't know what's in them. And I was hoping nobody would go, well, ask me about this. Because you were really trying. I'm like, okay, we'll make it up. We'll see what happens. So the space was, as we went on, illuminating everybody and kind of going, because I was thinking, I had done this before, they're doing it now. So look at me, I'm what could happen. And going, well, there's a young gnome with all these explorers, I'm talking to Sam.
Yeah.
And little by little I realized, oh no, I'm talking to Marisha. And it's affecting her. And that's wonderful drama.
Yes.
I was like, oh, you're doing this, but that opens over there, so you can deal with that, deal with that, deal with that. I was thrilled.
Yeah.
So I guess the space that I wanted to fill was informing everyone of a moment, giving them a chance to shine. And I think everyone had a great moment in the show.
I had a moment where I thought that you were Sam from the future.
Oh, me too. I was there.
Yeah.
I was about to I was about to
Yeah.
just forcibly give him a tattoo on the back of the neck and just see if you had one then, just to be like, time travel? Oh no. he's fine.
Yeah, cut his cheek. See if
Well,
he
I saw
shows
some
up on
people were like
Instagram.
tweeting before, oh, you're going to be Sam's dad. I'm like, no, I'm going to be somebody different that you
Yeah.
don't expect. And he's weird.
They like to
Oh,
guess.
it was so good.
Everybody likes to speculate. Me too. I like to speculate.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen next week. I just know where we are. And
I'll show you the script after.
Okay.
Taliesin. Question for Gabby Lacano. Not for her. What am I talking
let's
about?
ask. Okay,
It's
Gabby.
from her.
Your question is,
Gabby, you're drunk. Go home. Taliesin,
Yeah.
why did Percy think of Vesper first? Was it because she was the eldest sibling of the Derolos, or was it because he was closer to her before the Briarwoods happened?
This is the dullest answer there is, and I feel so bad.
Duller
for
than Travis's from earlier
Oh,
tonight?
So much duller. It's because other than Cassandra, it's because in order of people I've talked to recently, it was gone Vesper, Whitney, Cassandra.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like it was the last person I had like any like vague interaction with was like, oh, that's right. I keep trying to like hang out with Vesper again. It's been a while. And so there was just that like a text message from like, so you want to hang out the Monday after Comic-Con? And like that was like, well, I wonder if Vesper's in here. That was
Freshest
literally
person in your mind,
it's like
yeah.
I'd seen Whitney 2 days earlier, but she, and then like yeah. So that was like
Yeah.
it just if I had like not texted, if it had just it was just
Is
random.
Cassandra coming to Comic-Con?
Cassandra lives in New York. So
Yeah, but is
probably
she
not.
coming?
No.
She gonna come to New York Comic-Con?
Yeah, if we go
I'll
to
be
New York,
there.
we will.
I'll be
I will be bugging her to hang out if we're at New York Comic Con.
Okay, good. I'll be there for my
She's
big
so
one.
much fun.
I want to hang out with her.
Oh yeah.
Travis,
Yes,
make up for your mediocre answer earlier
I will try.
with an answer to this question from
Okay.
@RedKyber. Is there a worse situation for Grog than the one he found himself in at the end of the last episode?
What situation was I in? Kidding.
Danny,
Yes.
go walk over here and slap
It's
this
true.
man.
There is a worse place. Infinite bookshelves as high as the eye can see is pretty shitty. But if you replace those books with like clothes for sale and like a sale sign, infinitely, he might just hold his breath until he expires.
Like an open mic night, and like he has to perform, but he's like the 19th to go.
Grog
so he has
has
to sit
like a
through 18.
beatnik poet inside of him.
Yeah, he's a
all right?
slam-
It's
he's
just
a-
waiting to get out.
Is it
Yeah.
waiting to get out?
Dog.
Yeah.
But sales, clothing,
How do you know about the beat poets?
What?
How do you know about the beat poets?
He thinks that they're poets who beat people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
What are they supposed to be?
literal slam.
Taliesin and I know about the beat poets.
want to
Yeah.
see that. Full contact
I've always wanted to go to
slam
one.
poetry.
I'm about to rhyme. End of poem.
Guy comes up there and he's like,
Yes.
the lake is.
yeah. I just picture that slam poetry scene in 22 Jump Street is like the
Oh
funniest thing
man,
I've ever
it's
seen
so
in my
good.
life.
I go from where I married.
Do
So I
we?
married an axe murderer.
So I married an axe
Whoa,
murderer.
man.
Yes.
Whoa,
man.
Darren.
Hi, I'm Darren.
Ed.
Oh, this is about Keyleth. This is from Seth Jones.
Oh, hi, Seth. Hi, everybody.
Sprigg offered Keyleth a lot of deeply relevant advice. Was that all off-the-cuff improv, or
Yes.
did you have some pre-existing ideas of lessons Sprigg should share should the opportunity rise? All
Pretty
off
much
the cuff.
crazy make-em-ups. I was like, well, we just talk and we keep going.
Yeah.
And every choice you make is the right one, because let's see where it leads us. And she would throw something to me, she'd throw the ball, and I'd take it and go, well, here's this thing. And then when she reached out and touched my hand, I'm like, oh, please, because I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I know.
There was stuff
Yeah,
everywhere. Like, but yeah, it's just sort of.
Yeah.
It's the improv thing. It's like we'll just make a choice and talk. And I love to play characters that you think are funny, but then there's that sad, touching thing.
Yeah.
That's a kind of a cool turn to make. So I was glad that happened.
What?
What?
He's not.
Sad touching. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I got to whisper.
It's a child.
Show me on the doll.
It's a child.
Yeah,
Children
no,
I work
like,
with.
Marisha coming out of that game, it was just like, it was very much so got any plans to get out of this emotional nosedive? She's like, fuck, no.
I
my
loved it.
God.
I loved it. Because we've been working a lot lately
Yeah.
with Signal Boost and everything, so we see each other a lot. And she'd been quiet, and I'm like, oh, I hope we get a moment here. And then that happened. I'm like, dive in, put on your bathing cap, friends. Here we
going
go
under.
in the
Going
deep
under.
end of the pool. It
Yeah.
was thrilling. I loved it.
Yeah, like and like the weird like how she like suddenly shifts to basically some like Jack Kirby persona the minute she comes, like, oh fuck, it's just like, oh man.
Jack Kirby.
Watching her like break character is always one of my favorite things. Is just watching that Keely like oh fuck, dude, and you're like, okay, then now we've got Marisha.
Some people
back.
don't know it's a character.
No, they don't. And like 10 minutes in a room with it is like a weird reincarnation of like Jack Kirby with like
I
even
know.
slightly less of a sense of humor about her shit. So
Yeah.
it's like, no.
Well, we got to wrap up soon. I've got a mouth breather over there giving me the signal. Taliesin,
Soon to be bald mouth breather, right?
We should really start the show.
if fate has its way,
Yeah,
our producer Max
it's a shame.
may get payback for pranking Travis, something I told him not to do. Stephen David Dugan
Good name.
is a guy who asks questions. Great ones too, Stephen. Taliesin, given free access to Ioun's library, do you think Percy would seek out the life books of his family?
Yes, ancestors, family, all of them.
Why or why not?
Comfort for the family members he's lost, and then just because he is fascinated with legacy, and especially Whitestone is filled with like weird ghost stories, like confirming or denying a whole bunch of like, did she actually murder? Like, there's an ancestor in Whitestone who she was sort of forced into a marriage. We didn't get into. I was going to give a whole tour, and everything went to shit. There was
You mean it went
an
perfectly.
ancestor who was
Yes.
forced into a marriage and like earlier in like 100 years ago, who had like planted in the garden poisonous, like semi-poisonous plants that she had like spent several years feeding her husband the tea, slowly killing him, just so she wouldn't get caught and could get out of it. And like he's like, is this true? I want to like know if this is like legit or just people talking shit.
How
Yeah.
many Edward Gorey books have you read?
A lot,
Me too,
but
I'm
no,
like-
it was like because you were like, we're gonna give a
Is that the
guided
one I
tour,
got
and then
you
I
for-
sat down and made notes for like 10 minutes, going like, fuck, I gotta write a bunch of ancestors and weird shit. Fuck. And then you're like, oh no, never mind, I want to do it. I'm like, rip.
Fuck me, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, Travis, there was a question in here. Which would Grog hate more, a god of books or a god of shopping?
God of shopping.
Ah, I forgot about that.
God of bookshop.
Bob, throw
Darren.
that temple
Yeah,
to
hi.
the ground.
We're in a lightning round because we got to
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
Why did you choose Scanlan as the survivor? Because he resembled your own character or because he ran away before?
No, I thought, you see, like we said before, I see a young gnome with a bunch of adventurers, and I went, you're me.
Okay.
I'm the end of your journey.
Someone asked if you expected to survive the episode.
Nope.
Okay.
Do you expect to survive this one?
Nope.
Oh, cool.
Travis, how would Grog feel if if Ioun had a book not only he could read but he enjoyed?
Oh, I don't know. That hurts my brain.
Okay, we'll move on. I didn't want to hurt you. The rest of these are too long. We'll end
Lightning.
with this one.
Lightning.
Okay, we'll end with this one. How would your real life selves feel if you found yourself in the halls of Ioun? This is from @meaningofnight. What would you look forward to read?
Oh, very much what Allison said. I would look
The
for all-
family?
yeah, totally.
Okay.
Family.
Yeah.
Family? What about you?
And
Darren?
JFK's book.
My folks didn't talk about a lot of their history,
Really?
so I would love to know.
I want to point out before we go,
Yeah.
we were talking before the show, because I always compliment you on the way you dress,
Oh,
as
thank
does
you.
everyone. So your dad was a designer.
Yes.
And so he instilled in you, obviously, like you were saying, you'd be like, oh, you look like a bum or
Yeah, you
whatever.
look at
if
it, so
you're-
you have to. And I
Yeah.
grew up. I went to private school in Palm Beach, Florida, so we had to wear uniforms, and I fought against it for a while, and then I just kind of liked it, and just went, oh, okay. You feel better, when you're an old guy.
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of dress up, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it became my thing now.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm the Paul F. Tompkins of the voiceover
You
world.
are, dude.
And so I will try to wear some nice jackets and things.
I can't picture you in just like a regular T-shirt now.
I've ever
Only at the
seen
gym.
that.
You've never. I don't.
Never seen
At
that.
the gym, I wear a T-shirt. Otherwise, that's not me.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's distinguished as fuck.
Well, growing up, as a fat kid, you gotta go.
Were you a fat kid growing up?
Oh, yeah.
I was a fat kid for a little bit.
Oh yeah. And then I started to ride horses instead of doing gym, and I would ride horses. We had a lot of horses when we were growing up.
Really? How many?
Yeah, it's a long story, but
Just tell me how many.
20.
Jesus.
That's a lot of horses.
20 horses?
Yeah, my dad didn't do anything small.
Oh, yeah?
It was the good thing and the bad thing.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah.
because it's for
I
another
get it.
time.
I
But
get
my
it.
father was a brilliant, inspiring, wonderful man that believed, my mom and dad both. They believed in me, they supported me, and I wish they could see now.
Yeah.
It would have been really, really great.
Oh, man, they probably would be so stoked.
Yeah, because and to know, because they were there, they would come to every show at Bert's, and it was a wonderful community there. And again, the community here has been great, and everyone on Twitter with the fan art and the compliments, it has meant the world to me. I wish I could answer everybody.
I know, man.
To be part of this and to be sitting here now, it makes my heart happy.
yeah.
So, thank you guys.
Even on
Thank
this
you guys.
terrible show?
Yes. When we first met, I'm
Dude,
like, hi.
I know,
geek out
man.
over everyone.
I know, but you, man,
others.
Darren, we could just gush on you all night, man. You
Yeah,
light up a
no,
room. We were so excited. Come back on Talks after your Critical Role episode, will you?
I would love to.
Okay, all right, cool.
It's
all
a
right.
good room.
Let's get this man some money.
We do get. No, I don't-
We pay the guests like 10 grand. You guys didn't know this. Yeah, if you're a guest,
When
we'll
did
give.
that
Yeah,
happen?
Darren's
I
gonna
have no idea.
Darren's gonna go
I've
home
been wondering
tonight
what's
with a
been
new
happening to that
car.
alpha money.
We had to pay at Bert's.
Here you
we
go,
got like
Chelsea.
$100 a month. Well, you got a shirt. Where'd that come from? We still had to pay tuition to
Super
Florida
soft.
State, and we only made like $100 a month. It was
Oh my
cra-
God.
So Diana Scarwood and her husband paid all our tuition. She came to guest star and
No
she was-
way.
Yeah, she was like, these kids are working their butts off because we'd work all day, and then Bert would come in and go, kids are going to watch the sunrise. So we'd stay all night doing acting with him and Dom DeLuise and Charles Nelson Riley. And they would teach us stuff. It's another show. We'll talk about my 20s. and
Dude, Charles
blood on the
Nelson
walls
Riley.
of theater. He was brilliant director.
Yeah.
Not just,
I know.
He was a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant theater director.
I heard Don DeLuise was just kinetic as all hell.
Yeah.
We'll talk
Yeah, no,
another
sorry.
time.
Yeah,
I have
please.
so many stories about these men that influenced my early life.
Dude.
And
You need to do a podcast.
Darren in the dark.
Darren in the dark.
That just is awful.
A nice edition.
Hey, I'm in the dark and don't know what to talk about. Welcome to Darren in the Dark.
Yeah.
Let's turn the lights on. First caller.
Yes. Hi, Darren. Long time, first time. That's all the time we have for tonight, folks.
And again, we should really start the show.
My Twitter handle, my next Twitter handle will be @KingOfTransitions. Make sure to send in questions via Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit. If you're on Twitter, use the hashtag AskTalksMachina. Also, don't forget to send in your gifts and fan art for our weekly contest. Stick around on Alpha for Talks Machina Credit and Collections Edition. Coming up after a quick break. Reminder, there is no Critical Role this Thursday, and there's no Talks Machina next week. There will be the rebroadcast of our Comic-Con panel in our normal time. I would like to hashtag thank my guests, courtesy this week of our friend Rusty at Killing My Son. Travis has killed a man.
Oh, yeah.
Tell my son Pepe.
Oh, that's solid.
And Darren the Rock Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
I am your host, Brian. You actually get 5 attacks, Foster, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, don't forget to love each other. I love you, Liam. And don't worry, it's almost Comic-Con! Stay tuned, my friends. We'll see you later. Hello. We're back on Alpha for Talks Machina becomes the credit and collections darkness. We're not going to rule for hosting tonight because Darren's a guest and there's a lot of questions for him, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do my job.
Cool.
I hate doing my job.
I know it's the worst.
Okay, so we take questions from the Alpha chat, and those are people that watch the show on Alpha, and they
am an Alpha
send
subscriber.
in questions. Okay, good. Yeah, you're familiar. All right, and those questions are curated by Courtney and Danny, two people way cooler than me. Up first, a question for Travis. Grog has repeatedly indicated that he thinks of himself as highly intelligent. Ioun is a goddess of knowledge and stuff.
Yeah.
So, if Ioun asks for a champion from the group, any chance Grog is going to step forward and contest, say, Percy's claim?
Yep, if it involves fighting, 100%.
Okay.
Hands down. Not a hesitation. If it involves an academic decathlon, he won't know what that is and will object and abstain.
Won't he just be excited by the notion of decathlon and just say yes?
Your hair.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, actually, I will
Yeah.
say yes and then lose
If there's the word decathlon involved.
brilliantly. Yep.
Vacation
Down.
Talison's here.
Deal with it.
Big-
This is great.
Oh, Darren.
Hi.
Blame Carla wants to know.
Great. Let me give
How long have you been wanting? No, we already answered that.
It's ever since I met Matt
Yeah, I
and
was
knew
gonna
about the
say,
show, I
yeah.
wanted to be on this. So.
Did it meet or exceed your expectations? No, total letdown.
It was brilliant.
Good. 2-all. This is from Mud's Mind. What is the one thing you want to do or skill you want to learn bucket list style?
As the character?
Harry Potter World.
They don't specify, so I want you to decide.
Swim with the great white shark.
Oh,
That's my biggest fear. I could never do that.
I want to see a dinosaur, man.
that's your biggest fear is a great white shark?
Yeah.
Because of Jaws?
To go
or-
down, yeah. Oh, to go down in a shark cage?
Yeah.
Off the Australia? Oh,
so
I would
great.
be terrified.
Oh,
Would
I
you want to
so
do
bad.
it in a cage or you want to swim with the shark?
Cage? No. The cage.
Oh.
The cage is a must.
You know, there's the VR game. Have you done the VR game?
I have.
Yeah, I can't hang. You
No,
know,
it's
I can't
amazing.
hang with that.
It was
but,
great.
like,
Yeah, like a whale shark is a close second because I just want to be with something in the water with something the size of a bus. Like a whale would be great
It's
also.
a weird
but
fetish, but I'm into it.
I've got a bunch of
great
travel.
white shark, man. Come on. Apex predator. I want to be there.
Got a
Your
bunch
body
of
does
travel.
weird things.
Have you
when
thought
you're
this
like,
through?
Yeah, no, like, dude.
No, seriously. Like the first time I was around a lion where a cage wasn't involved, I was so surprised at how like your internal chemistry reacts to something that used to eat your ass 10,000 years ago,
Yeah.
or even not that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to be in a cage with a great white swimming around. What? No, nobody else?
No, I'm laughing because there was a phrasing thing there, but I have to let it go.
You used to eat your ass?
I have to let it go. Allison's gonna kill me because I still do teenage assholes a lot, but
you do.
I gotta let that one go because even on Alpha,
Even on Alpha.
we're not on that internet. To everyone.
Do you have one?
You tell me afterwards.
I have a bunch of travel I haven't done yet. Like, there's a bunch of places on my bucket list. I've got
Where?
What's the one that would
Where?
mean the most?
India. I haven't been to India. I'd like to go to India. I had a hope that like at some point I would book some ridiculous job on like a Bollywood film. I have a few friends who've done like a bunch of film out there. I'm like movies that no one was ever going to see, and I'm like the notion of like doing some weird sci-fi film and that's never going to leave the Indian continent just excites the living fuck out of me.
Well, Ash and I have a lot of hookups in India. Our friend Mila is from India. Well, she's technically from Canada. Her parents are from India.
By
But
way
yeah,
of.
Ash has been there a few times. She loves it.
Yeah, no, I really, and yeah, I've got a few acting teachers who done work out there and just sing the praises of working out there.
Yeah. What's your skill or bucket list thing?
I would
or-
love to tap dance. My wife tap
Really?
dances. And I would love to do that. I've always wanted to. But
Has she tried? Have you asked her to teach you anything? Have you
no,
tried?
I would be too intimidated.
Really?
She's really good.
Oh,
She's really
yeah.
good. So I was like, it's something I would love. Because when I was doing the Cirque du Soleil clowning stuff, eccentric dancing I loved. But if you can add tap to that, then you got a show.
Do the soft shoe bit from Once Upon a Mattress. It'd be great.
Yes. Oh, to play the
What
caddy.
a good pull, Taliesin.
I've got some theater.
Yeah.
Not as much as
Okay, this is to everyone. Random easy one. What's everyone's favorite color and season?
I think it's blue. Like sometimes it's green. I'm a blue-green guy.
Chris, did you send this one in? Why are you giggling? Our sound guy, Chris, submitted this question. It's from @Chris the Sound Guy for Talks Machina.
I wonder what that could be.
He wants to know Darren DePaul's favorite color.
It used to be black, and it still is black. I like black, which is all colors mixed together.
Black is my answer, and then some people say it's not a color, and I say it's all the colors.
It's all the colors. And you know, being a New Yorker, it's like winter, and we all wear black,
Yep.
and
Hell yeah.
everybody's just looking snazzy. So I do like black, and I do love winter.
What was it that Frank Sinatra said?
I'll kill you
coldest-
because I have mafia connections.
I'll kill you.
I'm sorry.
I have a
I'll
story
kill
for
you
that.
if the spaghetti's cold.
Actually do. All right.
I'll kill you if the spaghetti's cold.
Yeah.
You know, Rickles, one of the most genius people that ever lived, used to tell this story. I'll tell this quickly about Frank Sinatra.
Half our audience has no idea who Rickles is.
Don Rickles.
Thank you.
He is the voice
Mr.
of. He's the voice of what in Toy Story? He's the voice of
Mr.
the
Potato
Mr.
Head.
Potato Head. He was at a restaurant with. He went to dinner and they all used to eat all the time. He tells Frank Sinatra, he's like, "I'm taking this girl with me, Frank. If you could come by the table halfway through the dinner and say hi, and she sees that you know me, she'll be so impressed. You know, like it's our first date. Whatever, could you, you know?" And so he's like, sure. So halfway through the date, Frank Sinatra comes up to the table and he's like, "Hey, how you doing, Don?" And he's like, "Frank, we're eating. What is it?"
Amazing. Oh, incredible.
Frank Sinatra, just like one of the most brilliant comedic lines. Like, all right.
Love it.
All right, seasons though? Seasons?
Oh, that's easy.
Winter was for me.
Winter, yeah, me too. Winter.
Color, paisley. Season, pilot. There you go.
Oh, geez.
That was like,
Played, my friend.
that was,
Hunting season. Rabbit season.
Duck season and/or rabbit season.
Oh,
that
man.
was
Los Angeles,
near
yeah.
Foster
Fire, flood,
level
earthquake,
bad
pilot,
puntage
there
right
are
there.
4 seasons.
That's right. That's
Question
true.
for Brian from Undercover Goth.
That is true.
Ooh. Undercover goth.
If Matt and Marisha forgeries cost $50, how much do you charge for autograph forgeries for the rest of the cast? Travis is free.
Yeah.
I will forge Travis's autograph for free because it's just like one of those.
Yep.
Darren, this is from a fish killer. How did you enjoy the improv part of Critical Role? We already talked about
I adored it.
Whatever.
It was
no,
just,
you're lying.
What? No, couldn't everybody tell the joy that I had? I
Yeah,
was
you
just,
did.
every moment, I'm just like, this is the most fun.
Everything I was like, this was everything we wanted. You were like, they were just there. And
Well,
it was-
but
it
we've
was-
all worked together, but we haven't done this.
Yeah.
Where we get to just go,
Yeah.
here's some choices, let's do it.
Yeah.
Unscripted. And I was just like, okay. You know, and being a guest, you can kind of show off a little. You know, you got a little spotlight, and
Yeah.
then you move the spotlight over there, and then you take the spotlight back, and you move back. So I got to work with some of my favorite people.
I think part of the reason that you resonated too with the crowd is that with the fans, the crowd, you know, the crowd of people that were sitting here watching it. You know when to speak up and sort of when to let everybody else have their moment and when to, you know, I think coming in and not having really been a part of the show before, you did a great job of being able to flow in that dynamic and not be, you know, some people like to come in and take over the whole goddamn thing, like Mary Elizabeth.
Mary Elizabeth is so wonderful, and
Isn't
was
she
the
the
first
best?
one to tweet me and go, "That was you."
She was
lovely man.
before me.
Yeah,
She beat me too. Okay,
she's great.
Mary Elizabeth's amazing, by the way. We love her. It's a joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
that's a joke. Mary's my neighbor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she lives right. Well, she's in my D&D game too.
Steve
But
and I,
right next to you.
before I met Mary Elizabeth, I met Steve. We were working on a zombie movie called The Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Steve
And there
Bloom.
yeah.
Oh.
There is this, when I first met Steve and was geeking out because I loved his work, and there is a video of us like running at the camera being zombies because somebody filmed it.
where is it?
I have it.
Okay, tweet it
So
to me.
I have to tweet it because it was really weird.
Mary
We
was
were,
one
like,
of the first
making
people I met in the voiceover world after Troy Baker and you guys.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
right.
I did think that would make a very good zombie movie.
Which one?
Is some actors doing looping for zombies in a studio where they're
yeah.
cut off from everything because there's no window and the apocalypse is outside. And then I saw Liam's one shot.
Oh yeah.
And I went, well, there it is. He did it. You know, and
Yeah.
because we did it at Paramount.
Oh, yeah.
Not at Warner Brothers. So
Yeah, where the one shot was set. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, let's see. What else do we got here? Taliesin and Travis. This is from 283 Lees. Can you make your best Reinhardt impression? Give me a hammered down. No, that's not.
I have a shield.
Wait a minute, that's not here.
I think that's right.
Okay, well, I like
it, but it's a little different than what I do in the game.
Don't worry, my friends. I will guest on Critical Role.
Yes.
I thank you. I'm terrible at playing your character. I'm just the word. Like I do the random mode, and I just get my ass handed
It's
to me.
about
I'm not
fun.
I'm
It's
not
about-
a good tank. I'm not a good tank.
I started as Reinhardt until I learned how to be good at some of the offense stuff, and then I still switch. I mean, May's my bae, but sometimes I switch
live in
between.
support. I live in support.
Well, there's someone for everyone's playstyle. I think that's what hit so big.
What's that? Max is a
Oh,
Reinhardt
yeah, I
man.
didn't know. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a thrill to be in that. And I was doing a show off Broadway when saw the new Doomfist.
Yeah.
His show Phala, which is a brilliant show. I loved it.
Oh,
they
wow.
were downstairs and we were upstairs. So before the show, the music would leak up, and we'd be like going down to do our show. They'd be going up. It was a thrill, and I cried and I texted Andrea Torres going, "Thank you so much for casting this
Whoa.
because he's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant actor."
Wow.
And to be in this company of performers like
I
you
know,
guys,
dude.
it just, you never think it's going to happen. You dream about it, and then it happens. And I'm sitting on a couch with these people that I respect and love, and go, how did this work out for Dum Dum?
How did
I know,
No,
man.
I'm here wearing your merch. I mean,
It's not mine. It's Blizzard, and they're an
Well,
amazing company because they're responsible. They were like, you're not going back to New York. I was like, yeah. I've heard that before, and now I'm here,
Hey.
back and forth.
Okay.
Hi.
We gotta plow through.
We have
wow.
our
I
thing.
know.
We have questions.
Somebody wants more Gilbert Gottfried. We'll do that at the end. Darren, did you tell Matt's parents that you were bringing back the character you used to play with them?
No, I think they're going to be at the wedding.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
assume so.
And I will, when I see everybody, I'm just going to cry because it was great. I had a big crush on his mom.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. I didn't know. The story's for another time.
Yeah.
Oh, Darren and Brian, this is from the Laughing Storm. You ever wanted a storm to just laugh at you?
Of course.
What was your favorite moment of the last, or wait, no, let's go this one first. If you could play one of the members of Vox Machina, who would you pick? This is for you and me. So if you could play one of the existing members, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Because it's like, this is,
That's hard.
No,
This
no,
is-
I,
You
I
don't-
have
no,
no,
I'm like-
no,
no,
ego.
I'm like going-
There's like no ego. on
no,
this
I'm like,
thing,
you
on
go,
this
well,
couch.
do you play power, or do you play skill? Skill and stealth and this, or do you go, I don't know. I guess Sam. I guess I would have to go, because that's
Nice.
close to what he was when he was younger.
Yeah.
choice.
And it's like, yeah, I think I'd go with Scam.
Closer to what Sprigg was when he was younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I would go with the character that Pike's in love with.
What?
That's who I would go with, because I think that's the most badass one
Yeah.
of them all. Darren, how do you feel, this is from Transvinter, how do you feel about being adopted by the Critters? The best fandom out there.
It was wonderful. It meant the world to me.
When you
Well-
opened up your Twitter Thursday night after the show, it must have just been like the craziest.
I still am getting things. I want to answer everyone,
I
and
know.
I feel guilty when I'll answer one, and then all of a sudden there's a lot more, and I can't get to everybody.
I know.
And it meant the world. So I put out a blanket, thank you everybody, which it is,
Yeah.
because everyone's so supportive, and they're so moved by this world and these characters
Mm.
that have been created, and I sit there and watch it every week and love it. So to be
Speaking
part
of
of it. Yes,
speaking of
hi.
Mary, though, Mary echoed the same sentiment about being on the show, and still the other night we were talking, and she said that when she goes to conventions and stuff, she's like, you can always tell the Critters.
Oh yeah.
You can always tell the Critters
Oh.
because they're usually the kindest and the most
I can't wait to,
welcoming, and yeah,
to meet some now. Maybe I can sneak into the back of your panel at Comic-Con.
sneak in.
And-
It's sold out, dude.
Yeah, no.
You're not coming to that panel.
You're not getting in.
Nah, you're not. No, I'm
You're not
kidding. It's
getting
not
in,
sold out.
pal.
It's not sold
Yeah.
out. No, I'm kidding.
You're not getting it!
He doesn't talk like that, though. I did USA Up All Night. I was like a
Yeah.
recurring character in New York, and he's sort of like this. Because he would do a very good Jerry Seinfeld. Like, he always
Oh.
go, my Seinfeld is, why do people take showers? And that was Gilbert. He'd be like, oh, no, I don't know, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Backstage and stuff?
Yeah.
And then but he's got to save his voice because he's got to turn it on when he's.
Yeah, he turned it on.
Turn it
Turn
to
it
11.
I have
Turn it to
shared floss with him. That was one of the bits. We were at Groundhog Day dinner. He was serving groundhog. I was a priest, and we all shared floss. Yay, what we do for acting! And it was,
That's
We're
hilarious.
enjoying the groundhog.
Oh
this
man.
is my life.
Yeah, no.
You don't know any of this.
No, this is well. I mean, like you're a pit of stories. I'm a big fan of anyone who's just
If
like
you
you
get
just
to be
deep-
my age, you have a bit of stories.
Yeah, that's true.
I've been lucky. Just did a whole bunch of stuff, and it's all led to that moment, which I love. Everything from doing improv and theater and playing D&D and painting figures and you know, all led up to last Thursday to be with these people that I love and respect and go, hi, let's share our hearts and let's make a story together.
Yeah.
And it meant the world.
What an asshole.
I know.
Why isn't he so hard to be around?
What a jerk.
What?
Good. Okay. This question is about Game of Thrones.
Okay.
If you're not caught up,
I'm not.
mute your thing.
Until you make
Oh,
a
you're
hand
not
signal.
caught up? Never mind. You can't answer it then.
I can't. I've had so much to do. I have not had time to
Okay,
watch Game
well,
of
we'll
Thrones
answer the
this
first
week.
half.
Do you make up a song to the opening?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na. You're not talking about that? Yeah. Absolutely. I can't repeat a word of.
pizza and bread all the time with lots of butter and Coca-Cola. Da, da, da. Yeah.
I'm always like, it's a Game of Thrones, the Game of Thrones, it's a throne game, it's a game, it's a throne game.
Well,
Who's the biggest Game of Thrones nerd on Critical Role?
Laura.
Well, either Laura or Mercer did make a Game of Thrones high school musical at one point.
Oh, wow.
Laura read
did?
the books when they came out, the year they came out.
I
each
have
one.
Laura's copy
She's
of
also
the
read,
first book still.
She's also read each book 3 to 4 times.
Oh my God.
Each book. Those things are like Bibles. They're enormous. 3 to 4 times.
I still have her copy of the first book. I found it the other day. Do you know when she gave that to me?
When?
When you guys went to Japan. That was what, 2010?
Jeez, yeah.
I never read it. I opened it and I was like, I don't understand any of this.
My roommate Hannah way back when was like a huge Game of Thrones nerd, and like the first episode hit. She'd been trying to get me to read the books forever. I was like, no, I don't give a
Yeah.
And then that first episode, I'm like, all right, I'm in, and just
I know.
plowed through.
Yeah.
Did you read The Magicians?
No.
Oh, The Magicians is
It was a
great.
good one. I don't know, I haven't watched the series, but. Welcome to We're Talking About Books You May or May Not Have Read.
Well, here's the deal. We got to go.
Okay, we gotta go. We
But I'm going to get a couple more in here.
Yeah.
For Mr. DePaul, this
Hi.
is from J. Penrose.
Hi, Jay.
If you, as Sprig, could fight any D&D monster, what would you most like to fight?
Well, of course it would be a hobgoblin. I'd have to redeem myself.
Yeah,
And
vengeance.
maybe it would be the hobgoblin from all those years ago. And they'd have a walker. It'd be easier to fight.
a lot easier to
Oh,
kill.
yeah, because you just sort of kick it out of the way and go, who's the king now? Oh, it's still you. Never mind.
Yep. Very.
Oh, yeah, I loved that movie. Anything with Bruce Campbell makes me happy. Okay.
Real quick, Archqueef made his way into the fucking outfit shop.
Yay.
Apparently knows how to use a mouse. How pissed is Grog that Vex and Percy denied him the chance to be a literal flower girl at their wedding?
Oh my God.
Hadn't even thought of it. Hadn't even thought of it.
I didn't either.
Hadn't even thought of it.
That's fan art I could get behind.
Oh man, he does have the motion down with the
Yeah, it is the dust
of facelessness. Yeah. Shit.
I was going to read that one, but that question is worded so fuckardly, you're going to have to try next time.
Fuckardly.
It's the best.
Sorry, Snickerdoodle, next week. There's no show next week. Don't tune in.
Yeah. Except for the Comic-Con panel that'll be playing.
Oh, yeah. Tune in for that. I just meant no After Dark.
Which I would love to sneak into, but apparently sold out.
Nah, it's not sold out.
Oh,
You
okay.
can sneak in. You can sneak in.
We'll
You
just tell
should-
our snipers not to take you down.
We got you, Darren. Yeah, we'll get you a thing. Well,
Look at you. Here's a T-shirt from Magically Produced.
we'll get you an I'm with
From the
Brian
lap
shirt.
right.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, lap t-shirt. Yay.
Well, that's it. Lap T-shirt is how we're gonna end this sad display.
Please enter Lap T-shirt to
Use the
join
code
our-
LAP T-shirt. Hey, where is the T-shirt from earlier?
In my
by the
lap
way?
now.
Okay.
Here.
Thank you guys for watching. Oh my God, it was a magic trick.
How did that happen?
It was a magic
Did you
trick.
guys see that?
Thankfully
Amazing.
not. Okay.
Thank you to our crew. Thank you to everyone at Geek and Sundry and Alpha. Thank you guys for watching. We love you. We'll see you hopefully at Comic-Con. If not, next week, tune in for our panel. We're so stoked we get to share it with you guys. Love you. See you next week. Bye.
Yeah.